Okay, today let's learn the continuation of chapter 17 from history. Okay, in the previous class, we have discussed about rise of Ahoms as well as Kashari kingdom. No, and today let's learn the kingdom of Manipur as well as Khagemba, Maidingu Khagemba as a case study. All right. So let's first see rise and growth of the kingdom of Manipur. Okay, uh, in the 15th century, there was a notable king of Manipur whose name was Khagemba. Okay, 1467 to 1508. His name was also known as Thangwai Ningthauba. Okay, he was a very popular king during the 15th century. So in 1470, with Khakomba, let us repeat together once again. Khakomba, he was the king of Pong. Okay, there's a kingdom called Pong. They jointly invaded Kiang kingdom. Kiang kingdom was in Cabo Valley, and they defeated this Kiang kingdom, and they came out victorious. Understand? So this area, this is Manipur, and you will be able to see the area that has been dotted, okay, in this very map. These are so to say Cabo Valley, and most probably Kiang kingdom must be located somewhere around there. Okay, so after he defeated this Kiang kingdom, he took the new name. Okay, previously his name was Thangwai Ningthauja, is it not? But after the defeat of this Kiang, he took a new name known as Khagemba. Okay, Khagemba means conqueror of Kiang. Alright, so after conquering a kingdom, he became popular and he changed his name into Khagemba. So I'm sure you have understood up to there. So Khagemba also he signed a treaty with Khakomba, the king of Pong, and also he demarcated. Demarcating means uh, make a boundary, okay, official boundary, so to say, and a large portion of the Cabo Valley became the part of Manipur during the time of this Khagemba. Okay, Cabo Valley is to the southeast, south most probably, just to the east of Chandel district, I should say. Today is Chandel district, right? So it became a part of Manipur. And not only that, the Mayangs who invaded Manipur, they were also repulsed, they were pushed back by this Khagemba during his reign. He introduced the recording of important events, even in the Chaitharol Kumbaba, royal chronicles, which we have already learned before. And not only that, he also modified this Pana system by adding more Panas, Ahalup as well as Naharup Pana. Okay, most probably in Chaitharol Kambaba. Okay, Ahalup and Naharup Pana. And the next king, whose name was Kabomba, 1524 to 1542. See, this King Kabomba, he defeated Takhels. Takhels must be a group of people, most probably tribes. Okay, so he defeated, this Kabomba defeated, and in commemoration of that defeat to Takhels, he dug a canal. Okay, you know what a canal is, right? So in commemoration of that victory, and not only that, he established good relations with this Tekau. Tekau was probably referred to Upper Assam. Okay, last in the previous class we have studied about Ahoms, isn't it? So it must be related to these Ahoms, Tekau, by entering into marriage alliance. What do you mean by marriage alliance? Marriage friendship. Okay, their princess were given to the king of this Tekau, and they become a friend. That's what we call as marriage alliances. All right. And not only that, in 1536, a road with the help of this king from Tekau, a road was opened from Tekau to Manipur for traveling as well as for other purposes. All right. I'm sure you have understood up to there. So the next king, whose name was King Mungyamba. Okay, he assumed the name of this Mungyamba after defeating a Mungyang kingdom or Mongyam Principality, which was a Shan Principality of Burma in 1563. Okay, King Mungyamba. Okay, he took the name after this Mungyam. Okay, conqueror of Mungyam most probably. And not only that, he subjugated the Samsok Principality. Samsok, it was located to the north of this Cabo Valley. Okay, and they also attacked this, and he conquered that Samsok Principality in 1592. Not only that, he extended the territories of Manipur, okay, till Chinwin River, what we call as Ningti River also, is King Mungyamba. Okay, I'm sure you have understood up to there. And the next king that we have is Maidingu Khagemba. Maidingu Khagemba from 1597, and he died in 1652 at the age of 55 most probably. So Khagemba means Khagi plus Ngamba. Okay, meaning the conqueror of Khagi. Khagi referred to Chinese. Understand? So the name was it was named so in that way, Khagemba, Khagi plus Ngamba, which means the conqueror, or the one who occupied this Chinese Khagi. All right. And as far as Maidingu Khagemba was concerned, he extended from Barak in the west his kingdom. If you look at this very map right here, you can see the kingdom of this Khagemba, Barak River in the western part of Manipur. I think you have heard about this Barak River, not? From Barak River in the west to Chinwin River in the east. Okay, if we go to the eastern part of Manipur, about some 15 to 16 kilometers, okay, or even more than that, you will find a river, a big river in Burma. That is what we call as Chinwin River. Up to there, he extended his kingdom. And in the north, Maram Hills, Senapati, there is a river. And even to the south, up to Sugnu. Sugnu, okay. Sugnu is somewhere there in the southern part of Manipur. So that was his kingdom. A vast kingdom was ruled by this Khagemba. So let's see the next one. Khagemba, he conquered Kiang. Who conquered Kiang before? Who? Kiamba, After Kiamba, again this Maidingu, he conquered this Kiang again in 1602. He captured Mawao, most probably, and the Shan and other Shan principalities, and around the Ango Hills of Cabo Valley. These Ango Hills, even today you'll be able to see near Kamjong district. Okay, this has been conquered by Khagemba. And he also raided again this Samsok in 1614. And not only that, he successfully repulsed means push back the Burmese invasion in 1651. So you try to remember all these events. Okay, so Khagemba, he was a very popular and great king of Manipur. And one question is there in your textbook. Meitei Pangals, Manipuri Muslims. Okay, how did they come to Manipur? Will a brief, so to say, description has been given there in your book. One person whose name was Sanongba. He was the youngest brother of this Khagemba. Okay, during the reign of this Khagemba, he revolted. He revolted with the help of one Kashari king whose name was Pratap Narayan. What is the name of that Kashari king? Pratap Narayan. And the combined forces of this Kashari king and the Muslims, they came and, so to say, they invaded Manipur. Okay, maybe because of this Sanongba, who was the youngest brother of this Khagemba. So what happened was that they were defeated by this Khagemba, the combined forces. Okay, so some of the army, some of the Muslim soldiers, they were captured by this Khagemba. Okay, war captive were made to settle in Manipur. He made them to settle in Manipur. Okay, to work with the royal family and all, and in that way the Manipuri Muslim, it was there during the time of this Khagemba. They first, so to say, settled in Manipur. All right, and not only that, Khagemba also, he had many campaigns against the tribes. You know, Manipur is surrounded by tribes, different tribes of people. So he go and campaign against them, most probably a war campaign. Okay, and he was a very popular king. He had a lot of achievements during his reign. The first Manipuri king to use epithet of Lining Tao. Lining Tao means godly king in 1606, claiming the divinity of kingship of Manipur. You understand that? Divinity. Huh. The king of Manipur is given by God or something like that. That's what we call as divinity of kingship, right? So he was the first person to use that epithet, Lining Tao, okay, godly king. And not only that, during his reign, he allowed the nobles and officers to ride on palanquins. So this is a palanquin that was used during the reign of this Khagemba, most probably, and the nobles as well as the officers, okay, in the court of Khagemba, they were allowed to ride this one. At the time, they don't have cars, okay, they don't have Mercedes Benz and all. So this was the best vehicle that they have. So they were riding on these palanquins. So I hope you have understood up to here. All right. And he was an able administration. He set up many loishangs. What do you mean by loishangs? Departments. Several departments were set up during the time of this Khagemba. Even the state granaries, place where grains, rice, whatever, wheat, maize and all were kept in these granaries. And he also established markets to facilitate trade as well as commerce. This market is very important. So no, in previous class in civics we have studied something about markets. So during the time of Khagemba, he opened these markets. Agriculture was very much encouraged. One of the variety of paddy or rice, which was known as tau thabi. Okay, a variety of paddy, it was introduced during the time of this Khagemba. And canals, you can see from the picture right here, this type of canals were dug as well as river beds were cleaned for preventing floods. So Imphal Valley was very prone to floods. So in order to control this flood, in order to prevent floods, he take up several measures like digging of these canals and all during the time of King Khagemba. Apart from the Muslims, many Brahmins, okay, most probably Hindu Brahmins, and also Shans, okay, from Burma, they also migrated and settled in Manipur. He also encouraged education, bringing out many books on various subjects, okay, which was written in archaic Manipuri scripts, okay, your Koksham Laimit and all, that is archaic Manipuri script, you know. So that script was used even during the time of this Khagemba. So he bring out many books during his time. And also he improved the recording of Chaitharal Kambaba. You can see from the picture right here. This was a book, Chaitharal Kambaba, Royal Chronicle of Manipur, written by Nepram Bihari. Understand? So this was there during the time of Khagemba, but he improved that one by recording of the Chaitharal Kambaba. He mentioned day, that, date, month, and even year also. Understand? Okay, so as far as Kangla, that was a royal palace. It was constructed a brick wall enclosing the royal gate in 1614. Okay, he also built 5-story palace royal gate with bricks, and the Kangla Sanathong was beautified during his time. Okay, and not only that, in sports, new style of polo with modified rules called the Pana style was introduced. So polo was a game that was played during the time of this Khagemba, and it was very popular. Okay, most of the royal Manipuri were playing this game. Okay, even in religion, he encouraged, he was a great patron of the Sanamahi. Okay, even today, some of the Manipuris are Sanamahi. And he was associated with many philosophers and also scholars of Manipur. At the time, some of them were Aboy Macha, Konok Thengra, Sala Sana, Khaidem Temba, Yumnam Tomba, etc. Okay, they have many scholars as well as philosophers in the court of this Khagemba, and he associated many more. So that's all about philosophers. All right. So I'm sure you have understood something about the kingdom of Manipur during the medieval period as well as Medingu Khagemba. So for today we'll learn only up to here. Next class we will start with chapter 18. That will be more interesting. So I'm sure you'll learn all the notes from the study material which I have sent you in your WhatsApp group. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also may God bless you. Thank you so much for participating in this lesson.